It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Hey there, guys. I'm Beaton, and welcome back to another installment of my show, Trash Can Tidbits. Last week, I asked the question, true or false? Henry Cavill was turned down for the role of James Bond in Casino Royale. The answer is true. Despite being one of the major frontrunners for the part, he was ultimately deemed too young, being 22 at the time of casting. He would later go on to play secret agent Napoleon Solo in the spy thriller The Man from U.N.C.L.E., based on the TV series of the same name, which was ironically inspired by the James Bond movies. Now with that addressed, let's get started with fact number 1. Did you know that the iconic image from the poster of the musical Les Miserables is taken from a book illustration? The image is of a drawing of the character Cosette sweeping the floor of the Thénardiers' inn, which was taken from an illustration from French artist Émile Bayard, who drew numerous images of the book's characters for the novel's original publication. The producers of the musical decided to use that image for the show's poster, and it's used to this very day. In fact, when the movie was re-released, the producers did the same thing with the child actress playing young Cosette, Isabelle Allen, in a similar pose, making her front and center for the film's advertising. Fact 2. Did you know that Mark Hamill was intending to retire from voicing the Joker after Batman Arkham City? He felt at the time that he was ready to move on from the role, but when Batman the Killing Joke was being prepared to be made into a film, Hamill surprised everyone when he announced that he would be coming back to reprise the role. Kevin Conroy likewise announced his return as Batman, and Hamill has since stated that he will continue to voice the Joker as long as Conroy continues to play Batman. So, in a strange case of life imitating art, Batman and the Joker, as well as Hamill and Conroy, simply cannot live without each other. Fact 3. Did you know that Howard the Duck is the first Marvel comic book character to have a feature-length theatrical movie? When that movie bombed so badly, producer George Lucas started selling off studio assets in order to get money back to save his company. One of these assets was for a small computer animation division which was bought by Steve Jobs. This division eventually became Pixar and is owned by Disney. This eventually came full circle when Howard the Duck made a small post-credits cameo at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, which was released 28 years after his movie came out, and inadvertently started the CGI boom we have today. Fact 4. Did you know that the movie Hugo was director Martin Scorsese's first PG-rated film in almost 2 decades? For a director who's primarily known for violent R-rated gangster films, his last PG-rated film was The Age of Innocence, released in 1993. Hugo was also his first movie made in 3D, which he felt would capture the imagery of the story better. The story was suggested to him by his daughter, Francesca, who believed her father could make a great movie out of the book. The result is one of the best movies Scorsese has ever made, in my opinion. Fact 5. Did you know that Porky Pig was voiced by an actual stutterer in the very beginning? Porky made his debut in the 1935 cartoon I Haven't Got a Hat, where he attempted to recite The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere by American poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Unfortunately, the actor they chose, Joe Doherty, couldn't control his stutter, so Mel Blanc stepped in with a new approach. Blanc claimed that his Porky voice wasn't really a stutter, but rather based on a grunt or a pig's oinking noise. He allegedly got this inspiration from playing and rolling around with pigs in the mud for research. Sure, Mel, whatever you say. Whether you like the stutter or not, it became Porky's trademark. Fact 6. Did you know that at one point during the making of the Addams Family movie, the scriptwriters weren't sure if Uncle Fester was going to be the real Uncle Fester or just an imposter? The original plan throughout filming was to have Fester be revealed as an imposter, but would be taken in by the family anyway. The cast staged an intervention though, and Christina Ricci, who played Wednesday, made an impassioned plea to let the imposter be the real Uncle Fester, who at the end of the movie was revealed to have had amnesia. Fact 7. Did you know that the Ghosts and Goblins game series takes most of its character inspiration from Arthurian myths and legends? Obviously, the main character is named Sir Arthur after King Arthur, but the princess character has had several names in Japan and English translations. She's called Princess Prin in Japan, and subsequent translations have her called Guinevere, obviously after King Arthur's bride. The connections don't end there, though. In the mobile game Ghosts and Goblins Gold Knights, you can play not only as Arthur, but also as Sir Lancelot and Sir Percival, the two most well-known knights of King Arthur's Round Table. Fact 8. Did you know that the original portrayal of the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz was going to be more beautiful and stylish as opposed to in the final film? The original actress they chose was Gail Sondergaard, a recent Oscar winner who had stunning good looks, and she was fitted with a sequined costume that was reminiscent of the evil queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This design was ultimately rejected in favor of making the witch look more like the old hag from Snow White, and Sondergaard was made up accordingly. She ultimately turned down the role, not wanting to risk her career by looking ugly, paving the way for Margaret Hamilton's immortal performance. Fact 9. Did you know that the game Gran Turismo 2 came with a unique scratch and sniff function? The game's second disc, labeled GT mode, has a function that when you rubbed it with your hands, it would smell like burning rubber. GT2 was only one of 2 games that had this function. The other was FIFA 2001. That game's scratch and sniff function made it smell like a soccer field, complete with grass. Fact 10. Did you know that the font used for the Grand Theft Auto games is also used for a famous game show? Beginning with GTA 3, they began using a font called Price Down. This font is famously based on the logo for the game show The Price is Right. Each Grand Theft Auto game has used Price Down ever since. It makes me wonder why there hasn't been a spoof of The Price is Right in a GTA game. Probably due to licensing issues. And here's this week's trivia question. The silent film The Artist is only the second silent film to win the Oscar for Best Picture. But I'm not here to talk about how wonderful it is, that will be for another video. This time, I'm here to talk about the film's cute little co-star, a Jack Russell Terrier that stole the world's heart and became a standout for the whole movie. The main character, George Valentine, played by Jean Dujardin, had a little dog named Jack that accompanied him throughout most of the movie and performed some very cute tricks for the camera. My question to you is, what was the name of the Jack Russell Terrier who played Jack the dog in The Artist? And there we go for this week. I hope you all enjoyed this list. I still welcome any facts or questions you might have for me to address in later shows. Go ahead and comment below. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for future video notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.